Well, hello there. Welcome to the Obi Thorn Alliance. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Luke.
And in today's video, we were doing a episode reaction to one of Luke's shows that he's wanted me to watch, and hopefully you enjoyed the reaction. Luke will reveal what the show is soon. Like and subscribe. It helps out the channel quite a lot. Comment down below if you want what episodes you would like us to react to, and smash the like button. So, reveal the show, Luke, and why have you chosen?
So I've chosen Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So this is one of my top 3 favorite shows. It's the longest running comedy live action. I don't know what category to put it, but basically it's the longest running comedy. It's now up to 15 seasons and it's renewed for a further 2. It's written and directed by and starred by the same people that are in it. It's super hilarious. Those that have seen it love it. Those that haven't don't understand it. It's at face value, it seems silly, but it's very, very clever. Basically, it follows a group of friends that own a bar. They call themselves the Gang, and they just constantly do bad stuff to each other. They're just repulsive characters, but the thing about them is you love them. They're not horrible human beings to the point of you hate them, but they just do stuff. You're like, these people are so bad and annoying, but you still like them. It's a weird dynamic. Even they are still the heroes of the show, but they are horrible human beings in a way. But it is a comedy, so it's not like they're murdering people or anything.
And why have you chosen this episode?
I wanted to pick an episode that I think really personified them as characters. So I picked season 12, episode 6. So we're well into the show. By this point, if you've been watching the show, you know the characters inside and out. But I think this one, for someone that hasn't seen it like Jacob, he can get an insight of what kind of people they are and see the kind of things they argue over. Essentially, the writers of the show say what they try and do is they pick something so basic that normal people could solve a problem, but their characters are so argumentative that they somehow turn something simple into a big deal. And this is a good example of in this episode, where they basically are fighting over a lottery ticket. So that's the episode I've chosen. There was 3 others that I found it hard to pick between, but I think this is going to be the best one.
Okay. So
we'll, after maybe the first big thing happens in the episode, we'll stop. I'll ask Jacob what he thinks about it. It's a 20-minute episode, and maybe check in again towards the end, and then we'll chat about it at the end.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just under 2 minutes in. We've had a few laughs, and we've kind of seen the main thing that goes on in this show and what's going to happen in this episode. So all the main characters are all in the street. They're all up to no good, doing their usual thing. A piano is hoisted above them, and it's about to fall. One of them yells out to tell the other character to watch out, and then the other character then kicks him and saves him.
Whilst tackling him.
Yeah, so whilst at that time, they he went over there to get a lottery ticket, or scratchy.
That wasn't his.
Yeah, so where the episode is going to go from here is they are going to argue about who the lottery ticket belongs to. So Dee owned the lottery ticket but lost it. Frank saved someone's life, so he thinks he deserves it. Charlie thinks he deserves it because he kicked the guy out the way. And then I can't remember why. I think Dennis claims he owns it because he lent her the $10 that paid for the ticket. Okay. So they are all now going to go to a lawyer and plead their case as to why they deserve this lottery ticket, which they don't know if it has if it's worth anything, because it hasn't been scratched yet.
So the show goes to the extreme, like with workaholics, instead of them working out itself and maybe getting a natural friend or something, they decide to get a lawyer, and that's how they decide to.
Because they can never decide anything themselves. They always, every time they have a problem, they get out a whiteboard and they're drawing and writing stuff on it, and they have to argue. So they can never agree upon anything. As you see, there's the executive producer David Hornsby. That's
Mythic Quest?
Yes, he's from Mythic Quest. So let's continue. Okay, so we're nearly halfway through. We've heard everyone's side of the story except for Rob and
Out of Mythic Quest.
Yeah, and haven't heard Danny DeVito's side. What are you thinking so far?
Pretty. It's a situation that they could have just got someone, I would assume, that goes to their bar or someone else that decide the fate instead of hiring like a judge or lawyer.
Yeah, they're just interesting characters, and I think we talked before about shows that invest in their characters, and this is a show where you know them exactly. So Rob, from he plays Mac in the show, he clearly is, he's in the show, he's gay but doesn't know it yet, basically, at this point of the show. But he is very, sensitive about things. Then we've got Charlie, who is always doing something gross, like he eats cat food, he just does something gross. We've got Dennis, who's always about wooing women and trying to seduce them, and he's a bit creepy. The sister, who's just dumb and gets picked on, and then Danny DeVito's just creepy. So this episode kind of, they do themselves to the extreme. That's kind of why I picked it. So, and you see how their dynamic is just yelling and screaming at each other and picking on each other.
Yeah.
And you'd think it would get boring, but it's had 15 seasons of this in every episode. It still remains funny. Okay, what do you think?
So basically the moral of the episode is that if they agree to split it, is there 5 or 6 of them, split it that way, and then actually scratch it, they would have come up with 10 grand.
Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of how most episodes go with them, that if they just did things the easy way, it would be a lot easier. They just always create more hassle for themselves than it's worth, but they can't help it. That's their personality. But I think that episode shows what they're like and a taste of what most episodes are like of this show. It obviously has its extreme comedy and saying some like offensive stuff or really pushing the boundaries. But I guess you can either see why it is popular, or why you can't, or why maybe it shouldn't be popular. I don't know, but it is very liked.
It's interesting how all he had to do was just say, "Oh, I'm coming out of the closet," and be gay, and he gets all the money, or he has to split it to the person that called him faggot when technically it was Charlie, or the character that stepped on the poop, that did the act of saving his life. All Danny DeVito's character did is just say faggot, and that counts as saving your life. Yeah,
I guess it goes to show that they the things they will do for money. That he's like, I'm not gay, but then as soon as there's money involved, he's like, oh, I'm gay. So it's just, that's what they do throughout every episode, and it's worth a good laugh. It's easy, quick watch, but I don't know. I can see why people could be turned away from the show, but I continually watch every episode and find it funny. So
yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, it's kind of an easy show just to chuck on and see an episode here and there. But I guess there's a reason that it's continued on and still continuing on.
Well, thank you for suggesting the show, Luke, and we finally got to react to it because it wasn't on anything, and then Disney Plus, bought the rights to it or bought the contract, so it's finally on the streaming service. So we finally got to
I'm very
watch
happy
it.
that it's on there.
Like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Let the force be with you. Bye bye.